Good morning. Walk along on the beach. First real morning in Da Nang. And I want to talk about yesterday. Also, I apologize for the wind noise. As you can see, it's very, very windy here, which is beautiful, but I don't know how much is coming through. I went to this restaurant yesterday, basically after I got here, and it was really good. The burgers were recommended, and I was a little hesitant because I don't know. Whenever I eat a burger, I don't what do I say here? I tend to not preserve my focus and energy. I guess that's the right way to put it. But I was like, well, I flew here, and so my day is already kind of messed up, so why don't we just lean into it? And so I got a burger and truffle fries and a milkshake, and it was all very delicious. And I knew I was making a sacrifice, but the next I don't know, I ate at 11 or noon, between 11 and noon, and I chilled there for a little bit. I chilled in the hostel, and then I went to a coffee shop, and I was like, well, I have some hours in the afternoon here, let's see what we can get done, catch up with administrative stuff. And I just I couldn't focus, I couldn't think clearly, and eventually I called it quits and went back to the hostel and just chilled, watched some YouTube, which, speaking of, side note, been watched this podcast between George Janko and Andrew Tate, and it is fascinating. All I'm gonna say is there's a reason why 12 million people watched it. It was really good. And then I went on my workout, and it was about here, 4:35, when I finally felt that's loud. My energy starting to come back. I literally couldn't think straight. And so I did a workout on well, you can't see it now, but kind of like that, on the walkway. There's this pull-up bar and stuff. And I went harder than usual as my consequence for, I love this, as my consequence for eating a burger at lunch. And I think just what I wanted to talk about in this video was continuing to relearn how food affects my focus and energy. And I think I'm grateful for the moment yesterday. I mean, the burger was good, truffle fries were very good, but I think the bigger lesson in there was understanding why I don't eat that every day, and why I continue to eat poke bowls and smoothie bowls and kale salads and whatever else healthy modern stuff that you can. I fit in the whatever digital nomad health freak box pretty well, but there's a reason. There's a reason. It's why it doesn't trash my focus and energy. And so yeah, I'm all for it. So, but one of the things that I thought about yesterday was there's this podcast between Andrew Huberman and Tim Ferriss. He talked about the slow carb diet, where basically there are it's like 6 rules. It's a pretty simple diet to follow, 6-7 rules. And one of the features of it is that every 7th day or whatever, every Sunday or whatever day, is like you can go just all out. Like if you want to eat 2 pizzas and a milkshake and a double-decker burger, like that is part of the diet. But like the rest of the time, you're very strict on it. And he was saying how, it's actually pretty hard to gain or do that much damage within a 24-hour period. And I thought about that. I was like, it's actually kind of interesting. So like, lean into it, be grateful for it. But then like tomorrow, I'm getting back on the grind. Maybe I had a poke bowl last night, and that was the healthy thing. Then I had a crepe with Nutella and strawberry and banana. It was decent. And I felt a little, what do I say? Confliction in this moment when I left. I think it was like the owner, she was a Western woman, and then 2 Vietnamese ladies, girls, women working there. Oh, that's cool. As I was eating it, I was like, this is like, it's decent. It's good, but it's not like blow your socks off good. But when I left, they were like, oh, bye, thank you. I said thank you. And what I wasn't expecting is the owner lady, she was like, oh, how was it? And I was like, I felt that tension, that disconnect, where I think if I truthfully thought it was like blow your socks off good, I would have said something like, it was like really, really good. But I noticed, and it was like time slowed down. I said, it's not going to come across as the same as I wanted. It was like, I said, it was very good. And like the end of my sentence inflected down. And I think that, and I kind of like tilted my head a little bit as I said it. But I think I maintained eye contact. And I think that was a big tell for me. Because there have been a couple moments in the past week or so where I've been to some really good like restaurants, and they've asked me specifically to leave a Google Maps review. And in the past 2 times, I've said sure or yes. But in that moment, I gotta talk about this more and work on this more. In that moment, it's like, I question if I'm even gonna, I barely leave Google Maps reviews. I do it for a couple places that are really good. And I was just thinking like, I would, but I don't know if I will. That's the thing. It's like, I would leave, this place is worth 5 stars. It's worth leaving my review, but I just don't know if I will. Because if I do it, I have to spend the time to like craft a good review and make sure it's up to my, I don't know, quality. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. But point being, there's this disconnect between my words And the thing I was journaling or thought about was like, rather than say sure, say I'll consider it, because that's still true, but it leaves the door open. And so, I don't know. I think that's enough rambling for today. That last part is a really interesting topic that I would love to dive deeper on and get better at. But anyway, see you tomorrow.